Whenever Badr Hari fights, I always expect drama. Loads of drama. But today, Glory 80 went down, and what I was not expecting was drama from the crowd. So much drama that the event got shut down, and all the fights past the Badr event got cancelled. Let's talk about that today and dive into what I know has happened and the information I can share with you. So first, I gotta say that throughout the years, my interest in Glory has been waning just a little bit. I was a massive Glory fan when they first started. I would never miss an event. Now, obviously, yes, I was competing for them, which makes me extra invested in the whole promotion. But also, I was just a massive K1 fan, and then when the interest shifted from K1 to Glory, I was there for every event. But throughout the years, I haven't loved the way the promotion is running the event, so honestly, today the event was on, I went to the gym, and then I came back and I saw the news that of course there was drama in the Badr fight. Now let's talk about this fight in particular. What was invested in this fight? In Badr's last bout, he went up against a fellow who he put down, I believe 3 times. And then this dude came back, threw a left head kick, and knocked Badr out. Anybody who was a Badr fan would have been furious because Badr had that fight in the bag. Now, I suspected that today we would see classic Badr. If he wins, he's going to come out, he's going to put 100% into his shots, and he is going to dominate and get the win. And that is one of the reasons he is so spectacular to watch. He gives it his all. But I was also thinking 2 possibilities could happen if he does not win the fight, or if he is not winning. Number 1, he'll throw a tantrum and just go berserk like he often does when things are not going his way. Case in point, when he fought Remy Bonjanski in the final 8 of a K1 Grand Prix, and he ended up curb stomping, essentially just stomped down on Bonjanski's head and got himself disqualified. I figured that would be a possible option. The other thing I thought was that the crowd would be ridiculous because they have what they sort of deem themselves the Badr army, and they're so behind Badr Hari that when things don't go his way, they just kind of lose it. Now, I did not think that the crowd would go ridiculous and start throwing chairs. And in all honesty, I don't even know if this was Badr fans who were throwing chairs, but I do know that in round 2, his opponent jumps in the air, throws a scissor knee, knocks Badr down, and now in footage that we can clearly see as this knockdown takes place, people in the crowd who have their shirt off for some reason, there's never a good mix in fight fans in the crowd with their shirts off, they start strutting towards the ring and something happens. I don't know if they just are completely ridiculous and start throwing chairs or somebody does something, but all of a sudden chairs are being whipped back and forward across the arena. Beer cans, cups, everything just hailing down. And this is the first time I've ever heard of this in fight history, where the police actually intervened and said the fight card has to stop. Not we need to get the 2 fighters out of here and they can go back to the locker room and then we can proceed with the fight. No. It was whole event done. Now, fortunately, as far as I know, Badr Hari's fight was the semi-main event. So there was only the main event to follow. Assuming I'm correct in that, it's not a massive loss for all the fighters who trained. It's not like everybody missed out on their opportunity to perform, but enormous disappointment. First of all, for Badr Hari's opponent, who was in the right position to win the fight after scoring a knockdown on Badr. He could have come out in the 3rd round, done even better, got the win. I don't know how they rule this fight now. Probably just have to call it a no contest, even though the guy was probably winning. And then massive disappointment for the guys in the main event who just are warming up, ready to go out, and all of a sudden somebody comes to you and says, oh yeah, fight's off. The event is canceled. Can you imagine the reaction to that? You'd be going, what do you mean the event's canceled? Like, we still have to go. We haven't fought yet. Don't forget about us. As I mentioned, I like Badr Hari, but I very much dislike him at the same time. I like his style. I really like watching him fight. I dislike the antics that often come with him competing when he loses his temper. Now, we cannot blame this on Badr because he was in the ring, he was doing his thing, and the crowd has nothing to do with him. But it's just odd that I was expecting something ridiculous either from him or something from the crowd, and this ended up happening. Very disappointing. What we have to remember is, and I've seen this when I've been in the crowd before, I see people, the testosterone is just ridiculous. These guys who should be fighting actually in the ring to get rid of some of that energy so they can stop walking around strutting like they're Superman. Those guys should be competing, getting rid of that extra energy they have, and the guys in the crowd should be quiet, respectful, not getting into fights, not being ridiculous. Watch Japanese fight events, watch the crowd. It's exactly what we should be seeing. Respectful, calm, invested in the sport, and not invested in one fighter. So much so that they're going to go berserk when he loses or berserk when he wins. I don't know what the exact situation was in this instance because all the footage is very, very shaky, and pretty much everybody reporting on it is not really giving you much information. They're just giving you a few clipped headlines. So again, I don't know exactly what went down, but disappointing nonetheless. I hope you guys enjoyed me getting this episode to you. It's interesting, even though it's not the outcome that we wanted. If you did enjoy the video, guys, give it a like. If you haven't already, join the channel, get subscribed. Train hard, guys. See you back here soon for another video.